Hi, and thanks for joining me. Hello everyone, and thanks for joining me for this festive episode. You may pick up on the fact that I've got a bit of a cold. It's not developing, so I'm not too bothered about it. I hope you're all keeping safe and well and looking forward to Christmas. And a big welcome to any new viewers who are watching. It's great to have you aboard. The aerial views you've just seen were taken on the 8th of December when the marina first froze over. It's not so obvious from the air that the water is actually frozen. The day before, water supplies to the boats had been turned off, taps opened and pipework drained. Water supplies to boats were maintained by the occasional use of hoses. Stalagmite, anyone? It's been a sad year for me. My dear dad passed away at the age of 98 on the 21st of April, which also happened to be the Queen's birthday. And later, through my genealogy research, I realised that his father was also born on the 21st of April. How about that for coincidence? Sadly, we also lost our dear Queen in September at the age of 96. So after that sadness, it was good to catch up with old friends at the Crick Boat Show in early June. I hadn't seen Fran and Rich for a long time, so it was lovely to chat to them. Then I met with Ian and Steve, Chris and Carol, and of course Gary and Nikki when we all had a meal together. And it was great to meet so many viewers of the channel, too many to mention. Thank you all for your ongoing support. While I think of it, I should mention that Forgo Narrowboating is back on Christmas Day at 10 o'clock. I know many of you have missed that, so please join Ian, Gary, Steve and myself, plus of course the ladies, for some festive fun on Christmas morning, 10 o'clock. Look out for it. In June, I undertook my longest cruise ever. My destination was Tixall Wide, on the Staffordshire and Worcestershire Canal. Who knows what I might do next year? I'll talk about that a little bit later. I've only got a couple of Christmas cards this year. I think the reason for that is our postal service here in the UK has been disrupted by strikes, and it's been very haphazard with regards to collections and deliveries. But I've had these two cards come in. This lovely card is from Graham and Dina in Sussex. Thank you very much for that. Quite apt with the wide beam boat on the front. Looks to me like a wide beam anyway. And the other card is from Bill and Marcella in the States. Thank you so much for that and for your little note inside. I'm very sorry to hear that Marcella has been ill, but pleased to hear she's on the road to recovery. So many thanks and good wishes to you all. When I'm out cruising, but not generally filming, I often take incidental shots for use at a later time. As I approached this workboat, I thought it worthwhile getting it on film. The sun was right, so I thought I might include it in a forthcoming episode. It was only when I reviewed it later that I realised it looks like a new boat. But whilst I've researched, I've not been able to find out anything about it. Often when I pass a workboat, it's tea time, and this occasion a month later was no different. Work is going on here to renew the Armco edging, to strengthen the side of the towpath and provide valuable mooring space. Morning! Morning! That's good work there. Hi! Well, this was another occasion a year ago when it was also tea break time, when again Armco repairs were being undertaken. But they did get finished, as you can see here when I passed by a year later. Do you remember these scenes in May this year with the young cygnets? But they don't stay young forever, and in September they came out to greet me at Bridge 26, about 2.5 miles from the marina. Only 7 cygnets came out, the 8th was skulking in the marina. In October, I attended the Motorhome and Caravan show at the NEC Birmingham. NEC is the National Exhibition Centre. There is so much to see there, and on this occasion I didn't do any filming, but took some photos of a few camper vans similar to mine to give an idea of current prices. There's a much wider variety on display than I show. Prices for a high-top camper start from about £50,000 and rise up into the 70s, the end price very often depending on the optional extras added. The basic price for this Malibu van, based on the latest version of the Fiat Ducato, is £55,000. but the show model is £70,000. My camper is on an older Fiat Ducato base vehicle from 2005. I couldn't help but think these look like a pair of toilet seats. A novel use of them for windows, so I thought. This show model is just less than £75,000. Devon is a well-known make of camper. My old VW was a Devon Moonraker and increased in value by 4 times over the 30 years I owned it. This Devon Firefly is £56,000 on the road. It's that time of year again when the jetties get washed down, as you'll soon see. They've done a wonderful job cleaning the jetties and the pontoons. Let me show you. Looks like new.
This is my boat here, Lazy Days. Still drying off in places, but what a difference it's made.
Hope you enjoyed that look at the jetty cleaning. It is something that's done every year and it does make a big difference. Apart from that, the marina does put out salt bins and so forth, which we can use to put on the jetties, the pontoons, to keep them clear of ice, and I've made good use of that myself this year. Now just recently I've been testing the Lark M1 wireless digital microphone system. Those of you that have been listening without headphones would probably not have detected any issue with what you've heard. I know one or two of you said it sounded a bit muffled, but I have had a bit of a cold, and I think when the setting is put on to noise reduction, that also affects the sound. But there has been an issue for headphone users, which I just quickly want to tidy up. I've not done any more testing. So in the box we have a receiver and two transmitters. It's called plug and play, which to me quite simply means you take it out, you plug it into your equipment and you use it. But it's not as simple as that. What's happened with headphone users is they've only heard one channel. Where they were expecting to hear stereo sound through their headphones, they were only getting the left side. The reason for that I now understand, and I will explain. It is user error, basically. Nothing wrong with the Lark M1 system. It was my misunderstanding, basically because I didn't think the instructions were very clear. I'd been using one microphone, and I think I imagined that because the receiver was plugged into my camera, which records stereo, that it would record both channels. Not necessarily in stereo, but I just thought the setup would record both channels. But to get both channels in stereo sound, I need to use both microphones at the same time. I need to have both of them clipped to me. What I should have done was set the microphone to mono. I get myself confused here. So one of these things can be set to mono and a green light comes on. And when that green light is on, it's not recording stereo, but it is recording both channels. So I know for next time. But having discussed this with Hollyland, they have agreed to amend the user manual to make it clearer, the distinction between the mono and the stereo sound. So that is a plus that has arisen from the testing. Just pop those away. But I have found this to be a very, very good system and I can recommend it. So what else is there to say? I said earlier that I would talk about next year. I haven't really got any specific plans in mind. I've got a few thoughts. There's nothing really I can divulge at the moment, so I'll stay stum on that for the time being. I do take a heck of a lot of film, there's no doubt about it. I've taken so much film this year. There are things from earlier in the year that haven't been edited. Do I go back and revisit it and do it? I don't know. Because I did the testing with the wireless microphone, I'm sort of behind with my publishing. So I've got 2 extra videos already uploaded to publish, which I will now publish in the new year. One is the second part of the Western Zoyland pumping station light railway gala, and the other is a surprise, something slightly different, still an attraction of sorts, but different to what I normally visit. So they will be published now in the new year. So what I need to do is to thank everyone, my subscribers, my viewers, everyone that watches the channel, comments on the channel. All your views and comments are so important to me. It means a great deal to hear what you have to say. Unfortunately, the sort of semi-documentary type videos are not as popular as the cruising ones, which is a great shame because more effort actually goes into making those. But I do like to give variety. I think I've done that again this year. So I want to thank you all for watching and supporting the channel. Keep your comments coming. I hope you all have a very, very lovely Christmas and a happy and healthy new year, and a prosperous one as well. That's very important. Look at these wonderful blue skies from a week ago. How fabulous is that? And this week the thaw comes and the ice melts. Remember everyone, Christmas Day, 10 o'clock, Forgo Narrowboating live for about an hour or so. We're not committing ourselves, so please look out for that. Please join us if you can. I know it's perhaps difficult for many of you, but so many viewers have asked for us to get together again, and we are delighted to be doing that. So a big Merry Christmas to everyone. Have a wonderful time. Look after yourselves, your friends and families. Take the utmost care. As I sign out, I'm going to show you some clips of the marina that I filmed in the last couple of weeks. They'll just flash on by just for a little bit more entertainment. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, slightly different than usual. Bye for now.